Hey, Raptors freaks, Lexiot's here. Saturdays Share the Love Club. You know what it's all about. On Saturdays, we pick somebody from the Raptors organization, from the Raptors team, something to do with the Raptors, and we celebrate them and show love to them. And this week, we are showing love to Larry Tannenbaum. It's one of the rare instances where we saw Larry out in public and in the public eye. And boy, was he out there. He was out there with A-list musician celebrities, people like John Bon Jovi, Rick Astley, Debbie Gibson, and what's her name? Anna Wintour, the Vanity Fair, Devil Wears Prada lady, and also Jerry Seinfeld, all sitting in one nice little section of the U.S. Open. Larry wearing an old school Raptors hat, sitting next to John Bon Jovi. And let's compare our owner figurehead, Larry Tannenbaum, because he really is like the closest thing to being. He's not the main owner of the team, but he is a 25% stakeholder in MLSE. So that means he owns a quarter of the whole team, but he's the biggest individual owner because the rest of it's all divided up between Rogers and Bell. And he's like the single figurehead owner for our team. He's actually the NBA governor for the Raptors. As far as he's the one who makes the very important, tough decisions within the NBA organization for our team and for different things. Also, I think that he may even have some regency over other areas of the NBA just because of where he's built into with that. Plus, he's a very big part of the Maple Leafs organization also. That he is the head chairman of Maple Leaf Sports and Entertainment, so he shapes how the Leafs do as well. And he sits on the Hockey Hall of Fame board. So he is one of the board members of the Hockey Hall of Fame downtown and stuff like that. So there's a lot of interesting things about Larry Tannenbaum. I don't know if you guys know that much about him. Good morning, Monique. You know that he is a real Toronto person. Like he's real Toronto, bro. That's a picture of the city right there, that black and white behind me. That's a downtown picture. And in the corner, the bottom corner, you can see the old postal building that the Air Canada Center Scotiabank Arena was built out of down near the train tracks. You can see the top of the Royal York Hotel. You can see the City Hall at the top where we had our championship parade and they did their speeches. And we stood out there in the hot day on July and stuff like that. G. San Larry is awesome, a great ambassador for our sports. That's what I'm saying. Let's look at the difference in ownership between the Suns and Toronto. And this is another area where Toronto is just winning, y'all. We are winning because look what's happening with Robert Sarver right now. We could have some sort of knucklehead like that in charge and stuff like that. But no, we have an amazing person. I'm not gonna lie. Larry Tannenbaum got the Order of Canada in 2007 for his humanitarian work. In fact, almost all these Mount Sinai hospitals in downtown Toronto and all kinds of different places have been given a huge amount of money by Larry Tannenbaum himself. In fact, one of his biggest causes that he likes to donate to in philanthropy is geriatric research, as far as researching the brain and Alzheimer's and different things that happen when you get older and how your brain ages. He's given like $35 million to places like all of a sudden, boom, here's $35 million to help with this and that and stuff like that. So, and the other thing is, all right, listen, his family has been here in Toronto for over 100 years. They immigrated from Europe and came here, and his grandfather became somebody who was involved in asphalt and concrete and building things, literally building the buildings and stuff like that. And their family was very savvy as businessmen, and they made a lot of money. And he was born into money, sure, Tannenbaum, but he took his family's money to another level. Let's just put it that way. That this dude didn't just like do the regular what his dad and his granddad did. He took it to another level. And that's what I'm saying. That's something to respect about Larry Tannenbaum. Tom Duke is saying, good morning. I'm looking forward to learning about Mr. T. Mr. T. That's actually what a lot of the players and people call him in the organization. Hey, Mr. T, how you doing? He doesn't pity any fools because he's out there helping all the fools, even if they are fools. He's not like Mr. T. He has a giant heart and he is out there trying to help people. Monique says Larry is the best. Yeah. Listen, y'all got to understand, Larry Tannenbaum has always loved sports and he's always loved Toronto. He's just like me. He's like, man, the NBA in Toronto, that would be badass. Except he was saying this in like the 70s, y'all. Larry had always wanted to own an NBA team in Toronto since he was a young man. And, he had this, his company has been involved in all kinds of important construction projects around the city of Toronto. Did you know that his company was partly responsible for building the Toronto Zoo in the 70s? That his company was also a big part in building the Air Canada Center, Scotiabank Arena, and stuff like that. If you see the company Kilmer company anywhere around town, that is his company, and that is probably a building that's a project that his company is working on. If you see that sign, Kilmer Group, that is Larry Tannenbaum's company. Oh yeah. So as I was saying, he wanted to have the NBA in Toronto for a long time. In fact, in the 80s, there was an opportunity to try and steal the Cleveland Cavaliers away from Cleveland and move that franchise here. And Larry was part of that group that was trying to do this. This is, I'm talking about like 1983, y'all, before some of y'all were even born. And yeah, he was really trying hard. Now, if he had made that had gone through, I don't think it would have been successful, and we may have lost our team right away. So the timing wasn't right exactly then. So he failed at that point. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes to be successful, you have to fail. And Larry Tannenbaum is a good example of this. He failed to get an NBA team in the early 80s, but did he stop? Did he stop trying? No, he didn't. He kept trying. He kept trying to be a part of an NBA ownership group in Toronto. Well, they finally did it. John Batove group got a team assigned to us, and he was all about it in 95, and they started building it. And Larry wanted to be a part of it. He came to these guys and he said, yeah, I want to be a part of your ownership group and be involved. You know what they told him? Because he had been a competing person to do the same thing as Bateau Group and Alan Slate and all them. That they said, no, Larry, we don't want you involved. They shut him out. They said, no, Larry, you cannot be involved in the Raptors. You're not allowed. You were the enemy in trying to get this all done, and they blocked him out of being an owner. So once again, he failed to be an owner of an NBA team in Toronto. He really, really wanted this. I mean, this man was born in Toronto in 1945. He's a successful businessman, taking his father and his grandfather's business to new levels of excellence and what they do and stuff like that. As far as saying, this company literally builds Toronto. That's what I'm saying. They mix the asphalt, they mix the concrete, they build up the city. These skyscrapers and everything that keeps getting built up, these condo buildings in recent years, a lot of that is from Larry Tannenbaum's world, is what I'm saying. That this man has had a hand in building a lot of important structures here in Toronto and actually literally building the city. So what happened in 1998 was they had an issue with the building, obviously. We were playing in the Sky Dome. It was the stupidest shit. We shouldn't have been never playing in the Sky Dome. It's the worst place to be playing. We should have been playing in the Gardens that whole time with the Maple Leafs, but it didn't work out completely with everything. So they had to acquire both teams together because they wanted to build one building. And they were like, it just makes sense for them to share the building. Why would we build two separate buildings, one for the Leafs and one for the Raptors? They should just be in the same building. So they consolidated, made Maple Leaf Sports and Entertainment, and they bought the Air Canada Center, built the Air Canada Center, and then they both started playing out of the same building under the same company. Well, that is where Larry jumped in. Larry became a part of the ownership group of MLSE that came in and bought out Alan Slate and his group and stuff like that. And they were out all of a sudden. And now Larry finally had realized his dream of being an NBA owner in Toronto, of a team. Yeah. And this is what I'm saying. Since 98, Larry has been in his spot, and he's worked real hard to try and help the Raptors get their championship. So when we won in 2019, that was such a huge, huge, joyous, successful thing for him. Trust me. All the other people that were involved, the players, the coaches, and the fans, us, we were excited, but none of us could not feel the immense feeling of success and happiness that Larry Tanebaum felt in that moment also himself. And this is the thing. He's not just resting on his laurels and saying one's enough. He believes in Masai Ujiri. This is why he's given him this contract that is insane. That's amazing. Hopefully it's a lifetime contract. I don't know exactly when the terms run out or anything, but he is committed to winning, and that's why he will pay Masai Ujiri what he wants to keep him around. That's why he will let Masai Ujiri do his humanitarian work and his philanthropy with the Giants of Africa and different things that he wants to do and stuff like that. Larry loves all that kind of stuff because he is that same kind of person. If we had a stingy owner, an owner that didn't believe in giving back or doing things like that, like some rich people, this wouldn't work. this would not work. Masai Ujiri and Larry Tannenbaum would not get along because they would have a basic fundamental philosophical difference of giving back to the bottom, not just holding it all at the top. And that is definitely who Larry Tannenbaum is. He's given so much to the city of Toronto in all kinds of different ways. If you see the Tannenbaum name somewhere in a hospital or somewhere, know that that man has been there and he's cut a huge check to help that hospital out, whatever hospital it is. I know he's done a lot for the hospital system here in Toronto and stuff like that, and for helping to advance studies for gerontology and things like that. All right, let's see what's going on here. Tom Duke saying, is his family involved at all? Larry is 25% owner and 77 years old. You're wondering about like who gets his seat and stuff like that. Listen, I don't know, Tom. I don't know the details of that kind of stuff. Larry, look, listen, you could take a picture of look at Larry right now. That man is a very spry, healthy 77 and stuff like that. This dude's going to be around for a while. Trust me. Because like he's living good life, taking care of himself, and he looks much younger than he is. Like you go look at a picture of Larry Tannenbaum, he doesn't look 77, if you ask me, and stuff like that. Monique's saying I might go to the Raptors Chicago game after all. Might be lucky too. All right, Monique, if you make it there, we can try and link up. It's always I try and come and meet you at halftime, and you're already out running around seeing who else is to say hi to and stuff like that. But we can figure it out. We'll try and figure it out, especially if there's a group of us, Raptor freaks that are there and stuff like that. We'll definitely have to have a Raptor freak reunion at Chicago Bulls preseason game if you're going to be there also. I seen in the news that Serge Ibaka is in Toronto and he is filming new episodes of How Hungry Are You? This is very interesting that he could do the show from anywhere he wants, but he's decided he wanted to film the season here in Toronto. I wonder if he's going to have some of the Raptors on there. I'll bet you he'll have probably maybe a Buck teammate or something like that on there. But wouldn't it be cool if we got like How Hungry Are You, Scotty Barnes this season? Then maybe he's filming an episode with Serge Ibaka. How Hungry Are You, Scotty Barnes? Scotty, listen, if you have the chance to do Serge's show, do it. Because there's so many greats that have done it ahead of you, like Kevin Durant, DeMar DeRozan, Kyle Lowry. You need to get on that list of great Raptors and great players in this league that have gone on How Hungry Are You? It's a great show. It's fun. You know you're going to have to eat something weird, Scotty, but you'll enjoy it, and it'll help add to your legend and what you're trying to do with your NBA career. So do it, Scotty. Don't deny Serge Ibaka and How Hungry Are You? Go ahead and do that show if they ask you. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Tom Duke saying he's a stable owner. My Seahawks lost Paul Allen, and now Walmart owns part of the Hawks. See, Tom's worried about this and stuff like that. I don't know what he's going to do. Maybe Larry understands the situation and he wants to ensure something is good. Maybe he does have an heir or an offspring that is very capable and better than these Rogers kids and with Ted Rogers kids and what's gone on with them. Hopefully there's somebody that is very much like their father and is following in his footsteps in all kinds of ways. I mean, I think the Tannenbaum men from before, Larry's father and his grandfather before were very much the same kind of character as far as giving back and being like really important city people, city citizens that help the city of Toronto in different ways. So I don't know. I don't want to worry about these kind of problems, Tom, but I think that we probably have, if we know the Raptors and planning things and getting organized and understanding what could happen and reacting and doing the thing in the right ways, with whether it's trades or free agency, I'm sure they've thought about this also. That Larry has very much thought about this and how his legacy will be carried after he's gone. So I'm not too worried about this in some ways. But you know what? You kind of do bring up the possibility because I'm hearing what you said. Paul Allen died out west, and his teams changed because of that in some ways. And that's not necessarily good ways. Naco the Nachos here. Good morning, Naco. Never say never, Serge, on the possibility of coming back to the Raptors. Yeah, I mean, he's here in Toronto. He obviously loves the city. We love him. It's weird that he's on the Bucks. It is weird. It's weird. But in some ways, I mean, listen, Serge is not the same player he was when he was on our team. It's like Clippers land gets weird things happening to our former Raptors, whether it's Kawhi or Serge. They get hurt more, and they're not. I don't know. Kawhi is going to have to show some things. Like there's a picture out of Kawhi from yesterday with his legs, and they look giant. Like his legs look crazy inflated. His thighs. Really, really weird. Like Kawhi looks like some sort of weird, crazy muscle man this summer. And so I'm very curious to see what Kawhi Leonard looks like this season, if he's healthy and how good the Clippers are going to be with a real Kawhi out there playing for them this year, because they have not had real Kawhi yet since he left Toronto and came to their team. They have not had him fully right yet. And maybe they will this season. He's looking like some sort of He-Man character, action figure, with the way his muscles are about bulging off of him. He looks like a He-Man figure, is what I'm saying. Stuff like that. All right, let's see. Monique is saying, well, Tom Duke's saying, I agree. Mr. T will be around for a while. I hope so. I really do. I really, really do. And I think you're right, Tom. Monique's saying we have to do a share love for Jimmy Sand. Well, I wasn't going to do all the assistant coaches too much. I did Rico this summer, but that really was because of the Rico Hines runs and just the impact of him being a new coach. But yeah, you know what? Eventually, I'm going to run out of people to do. It's not like I'm going to do all the same people next summer. So it could be that I get to Jim Sand next summer, because we are running out of off season at this point, and there won't be too many share the love clubs when the season starts, because that's only when there's off days, and that's the second off day. So when we go to a regular season schedule, all these weekly things that I do, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, they all go away, and they just become previews and reactions and stuff like that. So expect the regular season schedule to start with the preseason, when we have games to start previewing and reacting to. There's not going to be as much trivia. There's not going to be as much Friday freakouts, Saturday share love club, Sunday report. All that stuff will go to the back burner, and only when we have days off and stuff like that. So let's see. Okay, yeah. Okay, Tom Duke's saying he has 3 daughters and 1 son. You know what? If the daughter's the older siblings, I say go for it, Larry. Just like, you know what? I don't want to be an acrimonious thing either. Like, where if you leave it in the hands of a couple of different people, that can be a problem sometimes. So I don't know. Maybe you can just pick the eldest daughter and have them sit in his place afterwards. I think that that would be the kind of forward thinking and awesome signaling about things, as far as, like, you know, if his daughter's in charge after this. I think that would be great. In fact, you know, because we see kind of like Jeannie Buss in the Lakers being in charge over there and stuff like that. That's important, because she does have a brother and brothers, and they could have been in charge, but they were idiots and they didn't really like have as much interest in the Lakers as she did. And she rightfully is the person in charge in running things after Dr. Jerry passed away. So you know what? Listen, hey, one of those daughters is really a big basketball person, or really into his empire and what he's done with his life, and ensuring and keeping it healthy and going in the forward in the philosophy that carries his wishes forward. Then hey, hell yeah, because like Ted Rogers III has been horrible for what Ted Rogers II wanted done. This is a problem. See, that's what I'm saying. Is you want to, you know, hopefully it's the right person, and we won't worry about this. Let's just see how things go, and everything should be just fine. Hopefully, yeah. Let's see. Maybe he will sell his shares to Masai or get him into ownership. Perfect plan, G. That's what Tom Duke's saying. The G's idea. That's an interesting idea. Who knows? That could be great. I mean, I'd love that idea, but I don't know if that's realistic. I mean, honestly, if you think about it in some ways, but who knows? Maybe Masai will have paid enough by the Raptors that he can turn around and buy the Raptors and be an owner of them by that time, because he is getting a good contract yearly. And that's part of the reason why Ted Rogers III called him and said, I don't think you deserve your money. What an asshole. He did that last year, remember? All right, let's see. Nako's saying, I would think Serge is comparable to Thad at this point in his career. No. See, part of it is that Thad is way more all around than Serge. Serge has certain skills that they age really badly right away. And we saw that. That was really starting to happen in the bubble season the last year he was with us. That part of the reason why he wasn't getting played as much in the bubbles playoffs is because he was starting to decline. I'm not lying. And then if you look in the Clippers, he has not done anything good there. And then last year, even, he's very much just like a backup shot blocking threat at this point. Like, I don't know how much scoring he does anymore and stuff like that. He's just looking a step slower and different things like that. So I love Serge, but we had our time with him, and it was the perfect window of time and stuff like that. If he came back and he wanted to retire as a Raptor, I'd be very happy about that. But I think anybody who has any designs of Serge Ibaka coming back to the Raptors and being a regular rotation player and helping us in major ways, you don't get your hopes up. Because honestly, if he came back to the Raptors right now, he'd be the 12th man. He'd barely get to play. They'd be playing Koloko over him and stuff like that. So I don't think it's worth going to get him and stuff like that. I don't know. It would just be for fun if we did. Honestly, it'd be kind of like getting Vince Carter at the end of his career and stuff like that. So let's see. G saying NBA IG posted the Raptors at the Rico runs. They had 5 slides dedicated to them. That's good. That's good. We're starting to see more content from the Rico Hines runs in different places. People shouting out all the names who came there. I think that this year of Rico Hines runs may have been the most epic year of Rico Hines runs. Well, from a Raptors fan perspective, obviously, because of just how much the Raptors were there. But even besides that, think about all the big names that passed through there and just how much it looked like they were enjoying themselves and were getting that dog out there in the fight and working out and just feeling that competition in the middle of August. James Harden, Steph Curry, John Wall, Paul George, Trey Young. These are the creme de la creme, big names in the league and stuff like that. And other people like LeBron and other people, they saw what was happening at Rico Hines and stuff like that. It may be the NBA media won't talk about the Raptors, but everybody saw the Rico Hines runs, and they have had their warning to visually to see what the Raptors are doing and stuff like that. Because all this great thing is you can watch Rico Hines Raptors highlights for each one of the guys. You can see the Fred VanVleet highlight reel. You can see the Pascal Siakam highlight reel. You can see the Gary Trent Jr. highlight reel, the Chris Boucher highlight reel, the Christian Koloko highlight reel, Scotty Barnes highlight reel. You can see each individual Raptor that was at Rico Hines now has a highlight reel of moves that they did, and they're all posting them on their Instagram right now. It's really cool. I really like that. All right, Tom Duke has been doing some research, and I love this. All right, here we go. He's got the scoop on some of the Tanebaum daughters. Julie Tanebaum and Lisa Tanebaum have co-authored several cookbooks, whereas his son, Kenneth Tanebaum, is the chairman of Kilmer Development. Okay, so his son is more in charge of the construction, the company the big company that does developments and stuff like that here in Toronto. And then the sisters, well, who knows? I'd have to see. Like, listen, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's just really enjoy that we have such a great owner, a cool dude who hangs out with John Bon Jovi, and he's not embroiled in some sort of sexist, racist, misogynist scandal like Robert Sarver is. In fact, Robert Sarver is in deep doo-doo. Yeah. Not only is Adam Silver suspending him for the season and fining him $10 million, now LeBron James is coming after his ass and saying, yeah, I don't think this guy should be here. That's the same thing LeBron did to Donald Sterling. And now the secondary owner of the Suns is saying, yeah, we don't want this dude here anymore. And this is from the ownership group of the Suns. This guy is saying, we would like him to go. And now other people are saying, yeah, we think he should be banned for life. There's a lot of people coming out of the woodworks and saying this, whether it's the head of the NBA Players Association, the secondary owner of the Suns, LeBron James. Enough of these people start circling them wagons around Robert Sarver, and he's done. He's done, just like Donald Sterling. And some people will be like, well, why does it take all this to get there? Well, this is sometimes what it takes to knock out ensconced power that thinks it is untouchable, that you need to come at from all angles to actually nail it and get it out of the way. And I think it's going to happen, y'all. It really does look like it, because it's the court of public opinion at this point. And everybody's public opinion is this dude does not need to be involved in the NBA for the rest of his life. And he needs to just go on. Go on, Robert Sarver, because we're showing you the door as a collective, the NBA organization, the players, the other owners of the Suns. We all want the same. I'm sure Adam Silver is totally fine with this also. Yeah, he can't legally say, yeah, I want him out or something like that. But he probably is like, yeah, we want him out. We want him out. Oh, yeah. Monique's saying, I'm glad you saw Kawhi's thigh picture. He definitely bulked up. Yeah, well, listen, there's all these thirsty Raptor fan females on Twitter that I follow. And they were posting that picture like he was a snack. Look at his leg. But it's true. Kawhi is looking like he's got some centurion figure like arms, like right now. He's looking very strong. I want to see how that translates to his game, though. Does that make him more overpowering, but slower? I don't know. We're gonna have to see what that's all about. It's gonna be very interesting to see Kawhi this year. Seriously, everybody's talking about bounce back year for Russell, bounce back year for this person. Forget all that shit. The bounce back year is going to be Kawhi Leonard. Trust me. He's going to be the one everybody's going to be like, holy crap, Kawhi's back. And he really is Kawhi. Kawhi being Kawhi. Oh, yeah. Lolita's saying, good morning, all. How many more days until the opening? Monique, how many more days we got? I know one of y'all will say it in here because we're counting it down. It's very close. Lolita, we can't wait. We can't wait. People just can't wait. They want the Raptors back. Nako the Nacho saying Suns owner is the reason we have Earl Watson. Yeah, yeah. He would have stayed with Phoenix and probably would have been the heir incumbent to take the job from Monty Williams eventually. Or he would have like gotten snatched away and be a head coach somewhere else somewhere. I'm so glad that Earl Watson is on the Raptors. In fact, this is part of the gateway to getting Rico Hines here, that they're best friends. And I don't know if Rico Hines might have joined our team, even though he trains Pascal so much, if Earl hadn't been here also already. I mean, it's fun for Rico. Think about it. He's getting to work with one of his best friends on a team like the Raptors and with all the fun players to coach and work with. This is like a dream job for Rico Hines in some ways. Now, the next dream job will be a head coaching job in the NBA. But the one right now is very much a dream job for Rico because he gets to hang out with his best friend, Earl Watson, and work together on an NBA level like that. That's badass. I love that. Tom's saying to Lolita, I believe we were down to 16 days left. Mo will know for sure. Also, I shouldn't have brought up Mr. T's age. 80 is the new 40. Well, this is actually in my academic area of study, which is demography and aging and populations and stuff like that. Listen, technology with health and things like that has gotten better and better. People are living longer and longer if they are in certain situations. The average life expectancy for an American has plummeted in the last 2 or 3 years, whether it's due to COVID, whether it's due to more gun related deaths, whether it's due to whatever. People are dying at a younger age in the United States. Don't get me wrong. This is for real. And it's even happening here in Canada also. Obviously, a lot of it has to do with the pandemic, but not as sharp a turn down in the as the US. So what I'm going to say here is it really is a have and have not situation. That if you have the ability to get better food, better health care, better things to look after you, so that you can have the opportunity to outlive people that don't have those opportunities and stuff like that. That is the big secret to things. That if you want to live a long life, well, you need to eat right and take care of yourself and go to the doctor. And if you have money, you can have all the best of that. And that is in very much in Larry Tanebaum's favor and stuff like that. So, the Queen just lived to 96. And that is part of it, is that, you live an extended life because you have good nutrition, you take good care of yourself, and you have good healthcare checks and stuff like that. So that is all definitely in Mr. T's favor for sure. And I like that. 80 is the new 40. So that means by my calculations, if I'm 47, that means I'm the new 7. I do act like that. I mean, really, who plays with puppets on a morning Raptor show? You do, you weirdo. And I'm going to tell you right now, everybody out there needs to know that Alexi Otts is my son. All right. Let's keep going. Okay, Nako's saying Clippers or Nuggets are coming out of the West. Ooh, Nako likes the Nuggets. It's the Jokic thing, I'll bet. It's the Jokic and maybe a healthy Jamal Murray making that Denver Nuggets team something. The Nuggets, the Jazz, the Mavs, these are all teams to me that are just kind of those middling West Coast teams. And in fact, we've learned a bit about the Jazz and their problems from Danny Ainge saying they weren't bought in. They didn't believe in each other. I think that happens sometimes with some of these West Coast teams, that they have some really good talent but they're just kind of there hanging out. And I think that the Donovan Mitchell's taken that attitude to Cleveland with him. Yeah, he's just kind of hanging around. He's just living life in the NBA. And I don't have any faith in Rudy Gobert as a player also, as him being a winner or having a winning instinct. I know that they just did some interesting things at Euro basketball. and stuff like that. And Juancho, listen, all right, guys, there's some news. Juancho Hernan Gomez just helped Spain get into the final of the Euro basketball, hitting some huge baskets in their last matchup. I think they were saying playing Poland or somebody like that, and they put them out. And they're now in the final. I think they're playing against France. So it'll be Spain versus France, Rudy Gobert and France playing against Juancho Hernan Gomez and Sergio Scaliori. And Sergio was using the box and one, apparently, just like Nick Nurse taught him. Oh, we're so proud of our Nick Nurse coaching tree and Sergio over there coaching Team Spain using a box and one. So fun. But Juancho's look good in the last game or so. So we should be very proud of Bo Cruz and the things that he's doing over there, even though we haven't seen him yet over here with us. He's going to be coming in like a hot bullet from the Euro basketball. Hopefully, maybe he can beat France, and Spain will be Euro basket champions. Yes, Spain. Go Spain. That's right. Spanish Raptor freaks. That's right. We're going for Spain against France. Fuck Rudy Gobert and that bullshit. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Kareem's here. Good to see Kareem Thomas. The fact that the Raptors were in on the Dennis Schroeder sweepstakes means we ain't done yet. Who do we want? I hope you're wrong, Kareem. Seriously, how many more days until they got Media Day on September the 26th? It is the 17th. That means there's 9 days until they show up and they take that microphone and each one of them starts telling us about how they feel about the season coming in and stuff like that. So I wouldn't hold your breath on this. You may have heard that they were in on the Schroeder thing, but it may be that they just were investigating whether it's possible or what they should do with it. I don't think we really actually were going to get him. And it's funny that he's in the Lakers now again, since it seems like LeBron has sent him away a couple times for being pissed at him and sent him away from the team. And now he's come back. I think this is like the third time he's been back to the Lakers, honestly, in his career. And that's going to be a weird guard group with Russell Westbrook, Patrick Beverley, and Dennis Schroeder. These are very interesting guards. They have quite the personality, and this could be a lot of fun to watch the Lakers team. I mean, we'll figure out when that little flicker of flame goes lighting up in that dumpster, and figuring out when that dumpster fire starts going up in flames, because it's going to happen at some point. You just know it will. If there's a prediction I'm going to make before the season, is that the Nets and the Lakers are always pre-anointed to be top teams in the league, and they're really dumpster fires on the down low. And that has happened 2 years in a row. And I'm going for the three-peat, baby. I want to see the three-peat of dysfunction between Brooklyn and Los Angeles and their teams, because this is really kind of what they look like. Like, I'm looking at Brooklyn. There's a lot of dysfunction there. And the Lakers, yeah, they may be looking like they're getting their shit together with a new coach and Darvin Ham. But we'll see. There's a lot of easy ways for that place to go all off track and stuff like that. That's what I'm saying. But yeah, I don't know if we actually were serious about getting Schroeder. I mean, I don't know how much money we have left in our cap. It wouldn't be at the detriment of losing somebody. And plus, we have all of our 20 spots filled going into training camp. Josh Jackson was the last big acquisition to try and make this team and stuff like that. So it'll be very fun to see this training camp battle. And I've got a new idea, guys. For when they do media day, I'm going to do live reactions to the interviews on the stream. I'm going to play the interview and stop it and react to it. I won't show the image so we can get away from it, but I'll play the audio and we'll talk about each one of their interviews in depth this season. So that's what I want to do. Live or hopefully not. I don't know how I'll do them live, but there'll be reactions to the interviews from media day on this stream this year. So look forward to that. That's going to be fun. Let's see. Tom Duke saying, haha, Justin, West won't be as fun to watch as the dogfight in the East. And Justin Bieber and whoever else. You know what? I am obviously going to say the East is more fun just because that's where our team is and they're battling. I mean, it's all perspective. If you're on the West Coast, you may think that. But let's look at this like unbiased. Is both conferences, which one is the tougher one at this point? It's really hard to tell. I think that they're very balanced. Like the East and the West are both very strong on both sides. There's very good teams. Like there's a good 10 teams on both sides. teams that actually could compete and possibly win a championship. So I like that. I like that there's parity. I like that there's not just a Golden State Warriors team that's obviously going to come back and repeat, because that is not for sure. That is definitely not for sure. Warriors fan, you can delude yourself into thinking that a repeat's going to be real easy this year, but you're crazy. It is not going to be easy, especially if Kawhi Leonard is going to be playing in the Western Conference for real and stuff like that. All right, let's see. Tom Duke saying, I bet our front office are done except axing players and anxious to get rolling. Yeah, I just don't see it, Kareem. I mean, I know Raptor fans want to still make a splash and do a couple of things here and there and stuff like that. Now, if I'm completely wrong and we sign Carmelo Anthony in like the next week or so, I'll be like, oh, okay, I was wrong. But right now, I really do feel like they're just standing pat. And then we're just going to head into the season and training camp with who we got. And we got to cut 3 guys before October and all that stuff. I mean, before the middle of October, when we start to play the regular season, we'll cut 3 guys. So, yeah, I'm anxious to get rolling. I'm sure the players are anxious to get rolling and stuff like that. Let's see. Monique saying, good point, Kareem, but I don't think we want Dennis at all. Yeah. Monique and I are very much like, this bus is reserved and all seats are taken. Like, we're not driving to pick up more people at bus stops and pick them up and say, hey, get on the Raptors bus. No, this is an exclusive bus, and we got the people we want on it right now. Monique and I are very much uniform with that. We're together on this. Guardian Transit's here. I think the Raps feels good about the season, and y'all should too. I see a tough team to take out. All right, this is a fan of another team, and they're coming in and giving us our kudos. They do look good, and we should be proud and ready to have a good season. I do too. And if this, you're a Philly fan, I believe. I could say the same thing about Philadelphia. That you guys have a really good retooling this summer. You have a couple of new players, and you guys are looking very strong to try and build off of your playoff experience from last year and stuff like that. So it should be very interesting battles. I like the fact that we're going to play Philly early here in Toronto, 2 games very early, because it may be like, once again, like I say, there's an orientation period for teams with new players coming in, like Donovan Mitchell and PJ Tucker and Montrezl Harrell, stuff like that, that maybe they don't have their shit totally together right away at the beginning of the season, and we can pounce because our team has already got their everything together. They know from last year, Rico Hines, they're going to have training camp, and they're going to come in and be ready to go. Like Paul George said, these guys should be ready to go as soon as the season starts. And hopefully we can use that to our advantage to win a bunch of these early games against Cleveland, Miami, and Philadelphia, because these are important games for the whole season, and maybe this could be an advantage for us. Seriously. So thank you, Garden Transit. You know what? If your team's Philly, I believe it is, from what I remember, you should be feeling pretty good too. G saying, I finally saw the Barnes reacting to OG. OG's so funny without trying. Yeah, Scotty put up another clip on Scotty Barnes Live. That seems to be his channel that he's going to be throwing content up maybe faster, just because he has all this great Twitch stream to go back and clip out the cool things that happen. And the latest one is a very heavily edited playing with Aiden Ross on Thursday night at like 4 a.m. in the morning last week. When 2K came out, Scotty was on at 11:30 p.m. that Thursday night, and he played till like 6 in the morning. And around like 3 a.m. to like 2 a.m. to 3 a.m. he was playing with Aiden Ross. So this is all footage from Thursday night, Friday morning, at 3 a.m. And I was up at that time watching, and these guys were cussing and saying all kinds of crazy off the chain things. And if you watch the latest Scotty Barnes Live clip, you'll see a lot of jump cuts, a lot of like jump, because they were saying some crazy shit. But whoever edited it did a really good job of making it look like a very like child-friendly game that they were playing. It was not at all. It was not. Trust me. The things that they were saying were crazy. But this is great. Like, Scotty's really smart. Like, maybe he's partly inspired by my channel here. He's like, maybe I can do something on YouTube. Because these kind of clips with Aiden Ross and Flight will get a lot of attention from their fan bases. And then, all of a sudden he's got 1 million plus clicks on these, and he's actually making money off his YouTube channel. So, hey, go Scotty. And this is the kind of content people love. And they're seeing the real you hanging out with people online. And Scotty, just keep going. Scotty Barnes Live is a badass channel. Y'all need to follow it right away. Scotty Barnes Live. It's real easy to find, and there's 4 videos up already on it. Yeah. Let's see. Lolita saying, I love Media Day. That's a great idea. Real time? I don't know if I'll be able to do it real time just because I don't know if I know where the link is. I always get them later, like when they post them on the Raptors YouTube channel. That's when I'll usually see them. So they'll be a little bit after probably. And it may be that I wait for all of them to come out so I can watch them all in a row. So it may not be until the day after Media Day that we do the Media Day reaction. So y'all may have watched them already, but maybe I won't watch them so that I can do a real reaction in the moment kind of thing. Like people do video reactions and stuff like that. Maybe I'll do that. I'll hold off on Media Day and go in blind and do a reaction to what they're saying as I hear it. And that could be fun. That could be the part of it that's interesting. Oh, Raptor Freak reacts to Media Day and stuff like that. Even though I won't be prepared for the stream, I'll just have to watch it and do it while I do it. And that could be fun. So you guys will be knowing what they say. So don't give it away. That's the whole thing I'm trying to figure out is maybe like you guys might tell me too much about what was said on Media Day. Maybe just don't tell me so we can do a reaction and stuff like that. So Monique, hold your tongue about giving me the info from Media Day so I can do a live reaction ahead of time with no knowledge of what they actually said and stuff like that. It'll be hard because I'm gonna have to not pay attention to my normal stuff that I look at on the internet and stuff. Gardening Transit saying, I'm a Raptor. I hate Philly. I love getting under Philly fans' skin. Okay, I wasn't sure, Guardian. Yeah, well, you should be excited. Like, I know that you're a That's right, you are a Raptor fan. I mean, there's other Philly fans that have names that are kind of similar to you. I think that's why I got confused. Of course, you're a Raptor fan and stuff like that. So, all right, Monique saying, the fact that they fly out right after Media Day, I'm stoked. So they're going to do Media Day here. I thought they were going to do I guess they will do Media Day here. It's best to do it just here in Toronto. And that means they're flying out on that Monday. So they'll have Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And Friday will be the open scrimmage and practice that Tom Duke has got his tickets to. And Tom got his tickets and he got them at the regular price. He got them without the resellers getting in between him, and that's fantastic. I'm really happy to hear that. Unfortunately, Tom didn't get exactly the seats he wanted because a lot of them were snatched up and stuff like that, but he's going to be in the building. It's all good. It's all gravy. And I'm so happy that we'll have a Raptor Freak West Coast crew in attendance and on the ground to be able to tell us firsthand what he sees there and stuff like that. That's going to be awesome. Let's see. Tom Duke saying Aiden Ross is not child friendly. Big Four is on the ball and on fire. Is that a new frame picture, black and white? Did you inherit it maybe while helping your folks with the move? No, I've had this picture for a long, long time. It's from my dad's architecture office. Like, it's hard to see it because of the reflection, but he got this. This is a picture of Toronto in the 70s. I don't know how to do it without reflecting my screen. But you can see down here, this is the Air Canada Center right down here, or over here. That's the Air Canada Center right there, that building and stuff. But it was in his office forever. And now it's been on my wall forever since and stuff like that. I had an ex-girlfriend framed it for me, and that's why it's in a frame, but it was just on some board. But yeah, that's downtown Toronto, and that's even before the CN Tower was built. Because you can see in the corner, the roundhouse, the train house where they have that rec center, the rec room or whatever, where they have all the video games and stuff like that. That building is in the bottom, but you can't see the CN Tower near it. So Tom Duke's saying, cool, thanks. Super excited for the 30th. Important for the final decisions. Yeah, that and the obviously the preseason games. Those games are going to really be a tough battle. The training camp, obviously, open practice, and then boom, preseason games, and then deciding tough decisions and stuff like that. Lolita's saying at G, OG is so funny. Remember about the mentor interview? I will be a mentor if you wanted me to. Yeah, he said that to Amy Audibert. He's like, I will be your mentor if you need a mentor. That would be so awesome. Like, honestly, this could be like something that you could do, OG, and make some money. I think there's a lot of people out there that would love to be mentored by you. I would love that. I would want to know the price and maybe just get a mentorship for a day or an hour from OG. Just sit down and say, hey, yeah, OG, all right, mentor me. And then just see what happens. Like, what would he say? How it may be very powerful, poignant, and deep and may change your life because OG said something like that. I know some people have said they would spend $100,000 to sit down and have a meal with Jay-Z. to find out what makes him click and how he became so famous and stuff like that. So like, who knows? Maybe OG. How much would you spend to sit down with OG and have lunch with him and pick his brain about his genius and stuff like that? I'm a fun guy. I'm a guy. Yes, I'm a fun guy in the house. Raptor freaks. All right, let's see. G saying, haha, and the Texas one. And when they asked about how you prepare for games, and he said, I show up and the game starts. Ha ha. Ah, yes. OG is like, OG, what do you like about Texas? He couldn't even say barbecue. That could have been such an easy answer. He could have just said, I like the barbecue. Oh, I like the Alamo. It's a very nice historic site. I've been there a few times. Did you say anything, OG? Hilarious. Hilarious. And then, yeah, when he was like, what is your pregame ritual, OG? What do you do? They ask all these other people all this stuff. And OG's just like, I just come to the arena and we play. Oh, he's so good. He's so good. Yeah, 9 days before media day, baby. I was just saying, fun guy. I'm gonna do reactions to the media day interviews. I'm gonna try and figure out how I can do them in a way where I haven't seen them and I can really do like my real reaction in the moment to what they say and stuff like that. Because that seems to be like a fun thing on the internet. People react to music videos and people enjoy seeing their genuine reaction to things said. So I'm gonna try and experiment with this for media day with me and having me not see them until I live stream and listen to them on this stream. So you get my genuine first reaction to what is said at media day. So I think that might be fun content. So we'll have to see. Monique saying no Twitch update, guys. I haven't seen anything. Yeah, Scotty's not doing anything this week. He told me the last time he was on that I said, you've really been grinding, haven't you? Because he's like level 30 or something like that, 35 or something at that point. He may be way higher now. And he's saying, no, I'm not really grinding as much as you think. And so I think that he's been actually very busy with his regular OVO and training and getting ready for the season stuff. That is honestly his priority. We know it is. And his secondary priority may be the 2K grind and Cat Cardi, the dog, and stuff like that. But he made it very clear the last time he was on, I'm not just playing 2K all the time, guys. So anybody who wants to paint it that way, or maybe, say I'm not working hard in my regular real life NBA career, don't get it twisted, because he is putting in that work and he's keeping on schedule with all the stuff he's been doing all summer and the progress he's made. He's not lost any of it just because NBA 2K23 came out and he had to play the video game a whole bunch. So he has been balancing things. He just wants to make people understand and very clear that is very important to him and that's what he's doing and stuff. But yeah, he hasn't been back and that's fine. Like, part of me thinks that Scotty is on the road. He's traveling. Maybe he's down in Palm Beach again, getting that last little bit of time with his family and people down there before the long grind of the NBA season and all that stuff that starts like with media day. Really, the 26th is when he's done. So he's got 9 more days, another week to really have some fun. And then it's all business and time to go to work and stuff like that. So it'll be interesting. I don't know how much we'll see him. I think that he's silently grinding. I think that he understands he has a lot of good footage from his Twitch, and he doesn't need to do Twitch as often. But I'll bet you he's playing just as much. Like if Lloyd gets on, sometimes you can. This is the crazy thing. You can watch Lloyd stream, and Scotty may not be online, but he may be playing with Lloyd while Lloyd's online, and you can watch Scotty play that way. And that's happened a couple times for me. So like I still see Scotty playing, even though he's not twitching, because Lloyd's twitching and playing with Scotty, stuff like that. So let's see. Garden Transit's OG's best line, I don't shoot to miss. Yeah, that's an iconic, great Raptor line. Like these are things that we would chant as Raptor Freak cult monks with our hoods. I don't shoot to miss. Trust in Messiah. There's so many great sayings like fuck Brooklyn from the history of the Raptors and stuff like that. That is definitely one of them. I don't shoot to miss. Fuck Brooklyn. Ron Jeremy. Yeah, these are all important sayings in the Raptors world. Nameless is saying, love the idea for live reactions. All right, cool. Nameless is all about it. There's nobody I'd rather see live react than you. All right, cool. All right, well, that'll be fun. I'll do like us pause when I hear something really crazy and I'll say, oh, wow, I can't believe that OG just said this. that he loves Texas barbecue. Why didn't he say this months and months ago when he was asked at that time? Maybe he just had a delayed answer. I don't know. Something like that. That'd be funny. Monique's saying, go Spain. That's right. We're cheering for Spain. Raptors Nation, get behind Juancho Hernangomez in the final of Euro basketball for Spain versus France. That is going to be a big matchup. Big time. And let's go Spaniards. Sergio Scarleone and Juancho Hernangomez. Let's go. Do it for Jose Calderon and Marc Gasol. Do it. Do it. Lolita's saying at Guardian Transit, the best one yet. Yeah, that I don't shoot the miss. And it was partly just because of the shot. It's tied in with that epic, huge, crazy shot. And he's just so calm and cool, collected. He's like a movie star in some ways. He reminds me of Clint Eastwood when he does this. He's like a gunslinger. And he's like, yeah, I shot this guy. He's walking away, and somebody says to him something, and they're like, why did you do that? He's like, I don't shoot to miss. And then he's just like cool as a cucumber and just like, yeah, dude, that dude is tough. He's like, that guy's hard because he shows no emotion. It's really crazy and interesting. I love it. Let's see. Tom Duke's got fire. He's got a dinosaur and he's got his TV. He's like, let's go. Fantasy teams drafted too soon, folks. Okay, thanks for reminding me, Tom Duke. We have a Raptors Freak Yahoo Fantasy Basketball League. And we have 4 teams in right now. Tom, I don't see you in there yet. I don't see you in there, Monique. So y'all get your teams in there registered because there's a limited amount of spots. If you're a fan of playing fantasy basketball, this is a great league. If you're somebody who has never played before, this is a great beginner league also. There will be a prize. There is going to be a prize for someone who wins the league. So you're not playing for nothing. It won't be a cash prize, but it'll be a special Raptor Freak prize from the Raptor Freak, me himself, that has something from my collection of stuff that I'll send to you after you win it. So get in there and register. I'll put the link in the comments for this stream so you can go and just straight up register because we only have 4 teams right now. Cool Cat's in there and my friend Gerald, and we need some more people. Tom, just don't delay. Go on, get in there, get familiar with the infrastructure of the Yahoo Fantasy Sports so you can maybe even mock draft a couple times. Practice. Get in there and practice. They have these great mock drafts. They're fun. You can get in there and pick your position and then, decide who you want and stuff like that. So definitely get into that. The fantasy basketball we're going to play this year, Raptor Freak Fantasy Basketball League. You want to be involved and join it, even if you've never played before, because it's so easy. And you could win something just for messing around and playing it. And it doesn't take a lot of time. Let's see. Nameless is saying, has he been playing well, meaningful minutes for Spain? I heard this. All right. He's not like their leading scorer, but he's very key, crucial player. And in fact, in the last game to get to the finals, he was the guy who was doing the crucial scoring at the end of the game in clutch time to make sure that they won their game. So Juancho was a big part of why they're in the finals. So let's just put it that way. He's not the main guy on that team. I think his brother is more Willie Hernangomez. It's kind of like the Hernangomez brother show for Spain right now. But Juancho is very much key and crucial to how they've gotten to this final for sure. Okay, Tom's in there now. Okay, cool. Tom has joined. Awesome. We got 5 teams. All right, let's see. Nameless. OG got that Kawhi demeanor down pat. Yeah. Maybe it was like OG had Kawhi come in all of a sudden. He's like, man, this guy's kind of just like me. All right, I'm going in the right direction. Because Kawhi Leonard's one of the best players in the league. And if he can be like this, I'll be like this also. And it is true. They're very much like, that's why they call Kawhi the Terminator, is because he doesn't show any emotion as he's killing the other team on the basketball court, as he's absolutely thrashing and destroying the other team. This man has no emotion. He is a cold heart to it. And I think that OG is along that lines of that stuff, semi-Terminator person. Yeah. Lolita's saying OG should market this as his brand, like in t-shirts. I'll buy one. I don't know. He's not like Pascal, Fred, and Norman, and Nick Nurse having apparel with their initials and things all over the place and stuff like that. Maybe OG could go into this. I think OG, we've seen with his clips with Serge Ibaka on fashion and scarves that he is very much fashion conscious. But maybe the world is not ready to try and follow in his fashion footsteps and try and be like him. But maybe they are. There's an interesting area for this. Like you want to get an OG T-shirt. That sounds like there is a demand for this out there, and then maybe OG is just not getting on the ball about this. Maybe he should. Maybe he needs to go talk to Fred or Pascal and get involved with their companies, and maybe they have an OG side. And it's like he's just going to cut the deal, and he doesn't have to do all the legwork because these guys have it all set up. And say, oh, this is the OG division. Let's start making OG shirts too, with the Pascal PS Heart shirts and stuff like that. I would like one too. Honestly, I want a Pascal shirt. They're not on sale to the general public in some ways. Like people are demanding this Pascal shirts. We see all these awesome Pascal shirts, but where can you buy them? You ever see anybody wearing them in public? No. It's almost like Pascal just has his own line for himself and his brothers, and he's not selling them to us. Come on, Pascal. Now you can get Fred stuff easy. You can get the Fred VanVleet stuff though. All right, let's see. Tom Duke's looking forward to the trash talking. Yeah, trash talking, all kinds of stuff going on. Michael Borland saying, had knee surgery yesterday, resting up, watching the Raptors freak. All right, Michael. Well, I hope everything with the surgery went absolutely perfect, that they did everything possible to make it absolutely perfect, and that you heal quickly and have such a, take it easy, man. You earned this time to have your time off your feet and stuff like that. But yeah, wishing you good healing vibes as quickly as possible, and that everything just works perfect. And maybe your knee is even better than it was before and stuff like that. So there you go. Raptor Freak Cult is sending you loving and healing vibes to you. Kareem Thomas saying, I'll register, send the link. All right, cool. Kareem's going to play. All right, I'll put it in the comments as soon as I log off. I'll get the link and I'll put it in there. If you really want to find it now, Kareem, I believe in my stream like 2 days ago, it's in the description from Thursday, or it's either Wednesday or Thursday. It's in the description. You can find it there if you don't want to wait till I'm done. Tom Duke is saying, right on, Kareem. Come join the fantasy draft, fellow freaks. It will be fun and take as much or little time as one wants to spend. I'm going to bring out my inner Mr. T. All about Mr. Larry Tanebaum today. That's what we're talking about. No, seriously. Okay, the draft will be live on not this Sunday, but the Sunday after. I guess that's the day before the 26th, so that's the 25th. The day before Media Day, we'll do our live draft. It'll be at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that's like 2 p.m. on a Sunday afternoon. And like I said, you don't have to be there for the live draft. You can order your picks and how you would like to draft it automatically. It'll do it for you, even if you're not present in the situation and stuff like that. So, and like I said, there's all kinds of like mock drafting you can do ahead of time to practice and kind of see the beats of when the good players are going and stuff like that. I'm seriously considering this, y'all, that since we're all major Raptor fans, that maybe what we have to do is like have a round. The first round of the draft is only Raptors players. That this will ensure that we get each get at least one Raptor on our fantasy team. So if you get the number one pick, you might just be picking Pascal Siakam, and that way, everybody gets a rooting Raptor on their team, because I don't want somebody to just get 5 Raptors, and a lot of people don't have Raptors on our team, because obviously we're going to want to have Raptors on our teams. So it could be that the rule is in the first round, everybody has to pick a Raptor. And that's that. And then it starts the regular draft the next round afterwards. Race mode. I'll post the link in the comments of this stream after I'm done, so you guys can just come in and sign up right away. There's 20 spots. But if we don't get all 20, we'll play with the 16 or 12 or 14 team league otherwise and stuff like that. So yeah, Monique's saying, how do we think preseason games will be? I'm really curious. All right, the first one's against Utah and Edmonton. I think Utah's going to be an absolute mess. So I really want to see the Raptors absolutely mop the floor with them. The Utah's going to be a mess. They're going to be a mess this whole season. So that is going to be a lot of fun. And then the other games, we're going to play the Celtics twice in preseason. This is going to be huge, huge, huge tests. We need to beat their ass. We need to make a statement right away with them, just like we tried to do with Philadelphia last year in the preseason. So the Boston game in Boston, the Boston game in Montreal, those two are very, very important preseason games. And then we're also playing Houston, I believe, in the preseason. Whatever. That's kind of like the Utah game. And then the Bulls game, the one that we're all talking about going to, that's going to be fun. So if we're looking at that schedule, I'd like us to be 4-1. by the end of it. I don't want us to lose but one preseason game. If we lose, not that they matter or this is important, but to me, with these very bad Western teams we're going to be playing, the Bulls and the Celtics, we should be like 4-1, if not 3-2 at the worst. We should not have a losing record in preseason. If we can sweep the whole preseason, that's fantastic because that means we beat the Celtics twice. And I like that too. Let's see. I'm a fun guy saying my short time wish for the season is just to beat overrated Cavs first game of the season. Yes, I'm focusing a lot of energy on that game also. That first game of the season is going to be so important to set some stuff up for the season and show where we're at. Because a lot of people are already talking about Cleveland's better than us, and that they think that they're just a better team than us in the rankings and stuff like that. Screw that. Let's give them a reality check first game of the season, and then boom, right away off to playing Brooklyn and having to play them, and then the very next day on a Saturday, Miami Heat. So we get thrown to the fire against some Eastern Conference powers right away. And we need to prove that the Nets are garbage still and beat them right away in the second game of the season also. So, yeah, Raceman, I'll put that up for sure. Oh, Tom Duke has put it up. So there is the link in the chat, y'all. Kareem, Race Mode Daily. And Tom Duke is so helpful. Thank you, Tom. He has put the link up right there. So if you click it, let me just try and click it, see if it does it. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. We got 5 teams in there. Tom's in there now. So go ahead and just sign up. If you do have to have a Yahoo account, unfortunately, to play in this. I know some people are like, I don't want a Yahoo account. Screw Yahoo. Stuff like that. Tom's saying 20 teams should fill up quick. Let's go, folks. Draft is 2 p.m. Sunday, I think. It's 2 p.m. Not this Sunday. I moved it back to the next Sunday. And it's 2 p.m. your time, Tom. It's 5 p.m. our time here in Toronto. So, yeah, we'll keep it all straight and stuff. Let me see. What else is there to talk about today? We're right at an hour. Listen, we just wanted to celebrate a great owner, Larry Tanebaum. We're seeing what's happening in Phoenix and how having bad ownership really screws you up, whether it's Donald Sterling, Robert Sarver, James Dolan. You can have a really bad owner of your team. And we should be very grateful and thankful that a great philanthropist, a real Toronto man, this is another problem you can have with ownership, is sometimes they're from other cities and they don't really respect or stay loyal to the city they're in. Larry Tanebaum is Toronto through and through. You might as well say, if you're saying Larry T, you could say Larry Toronto. And that's why I love having somebody who's just like me, born from this city and loves this city and the sport so much that he lines up with me just right, that he loves basketball and he loves Toronto. And he is an owner of the Toronto Raptors. That is the right combination, the right person we want there. Yeah. So thank you, Larry Tanebaum, for being who you are and never giving up. You wanted to be an NBA owner in Toronto for so many years, and your dream came to fruition after a lot of heartache and rejection. And I appreciate that you never gave up and that you got us there. And you're there with us and everything's stable. This is the really great thing. You really are a part of the stability of our team and Maple Leaf sports and entertainment in general. You've been so helpful to the Leafs also. And I'm sure Leaf fan loves and appreciates you just as much as Raptors Nation does too. But, get the Stanley Cup for them and they'll really love you over on that side too. Stuff like that. Kareem's saying Tom's the real MVP. Yeah, Tom is an MVP. I'm not going to lie. Tom is a badass. And honestly, he's such a good dude. You're too kind. I'm just bench support for the ultimate Raptor freak Lex. No, come on, man. We're all Raptor freaks and we're all badasses. Let's see. I'm with you, I'm with Gmail. You're with Gmail. So Monique, you'll have to open just like a dummy Yahoo account. It's like you don't have to use it for anything. You'll just have to go in like Adriana did and start a whole new, just make up a email and just use it for your fantasy. And that's it. Stuff like that. Mr. T is Raptors Superman. Oh, man. Thank you, Larry Tanebaum, for giving us the stability and believing in Masai Ujiri and buying into him long-term, to have him around for winning in Toronto Raptorland. Thank you, Larry Tanebaum, for your efforts to donate to hospitals to help fight things like Alzheimer's and different other diseases and things that people deal with as they age. That you are very much a person who gives back from the top. And that we need more people like you that have a lot of money, that are people that are very rich, doing that. that there's a lot of people that are just hoarding money and stuff like that. You are actually somebody who gives back, and that is really important and special. And we are proud to have you as one of the main owners of the Toronto Raptors. That we could have a really ugly, awful person like Robert Sarver, and we appreciate that we have such a cool owner that can be at the U.S. Open sitting with John Bon Jovi hanging out. Yeah, he's friends with John Bon Jovi. How cool is that? Obviously, that's cool. You know, he knows John Bon Jovi. That's John Bon Jovi. Come on now. All right. Let's keep going. Vinny Mac saying, "What up, Raptor Free? What do you think about Dennis Schroeder signing a 1-year deal with the Lakers? Do you think with Pat Bev that it's more possible Westbrook will be moved? I think so. Yeah. It doesn't hurt that Russell Westbrook once again has put his home up for sale in Los Angeles. He put it on the market this week again and stuff like that. Yeah, I think there is going to be something happening with Russell, but it just hasn't happened totally yet. I think it'd be fun though to watch these three guys try and play together. It could very much be kind of like a Three Stooges kind of thing, where you got Pat Beverly as Mo, you got Russell Westbrook as Curly or Larry. Maybe he's Larry, and Schroeder as Curly. Like who's who? They're Three Stooges guards for the Lakers at this point. It's going to be very interesting. I don't know how these personalities totally mesh. I know that Schroeder's played with Westbrook in the past, but they are very, very strong personalities as guards, as veteran guards in this league. And, you know, the Pat Beverly, Russell Westbrook kind of stuff could flare up at any time. That's the one that I really think could be a problem. We'll throw in some Dennis Schroeder gas on that fire and see just how much a dumpster fire it could become at some point this season. Let's see. And then when Davis gets hurt and everybody's like, oh, not again. Yeah. Then the fire will be fully in blaze. Yeah, we'll see that. Let's see. Race Mode Daily saying you can log in using your Google account. Okay, this is good information too. So if you don't want to make a Yahoo account, you can do it through your Google. So stuff like that. All right, cool stuff. All right, guys. Yes, join the Raptor Freak Yahoo Fantasy Basketball League. There will be a prize at the end of it. I'm not sure what it'll be. We'll determine that as the season goes on. And like I said, it's great for beginners, people who've never played fantasy sports. And also, you know, you don't have to do a whole lot with it. You can be as invested in as you want to and stuff like that. But it is going to be fun. And we'll even on that Sunday before, we'll do a special on maybe we'll do it live. We'll do the draft live on the Raptor Freak channel just for fun. We'll do the live draft. I'll stream it while we're doing it or something like that. All right, guys. Thanks for joining me on this Saturday Share Love Club. Larry Tanebaum. We love you, Larry. May you live forever. And let's just keep going. I'm glad that he bought in on Masai Ujiri and said, look, fuck you, Ted Rogers III. This is our dude. We're going to pay him as much money as he wants. And if he wants to build all the basketball courts in Africa that he wants to, we're going to let him because we love this dude and he's all about winning. And that Larry is the guy who says, this is where the buck stops with me. And I'm going to be part of the ownership, and I'm going to say this and this and this, and we're going to stay healthy, and we're going to be in good shape. And I appreciate you. Thank you, Mr. T. We love you, Mr. T. And we got to go get that second Larry OB so Larry can hang out with Larry again, because I know Larry loves hanging out with Larry. It's a lot of fun to see Larry's together and stuff like that. All right, Monique, let's say. All right, please subscribe if you like my channel, and let's go.